Hey everyone, Alison here from The Essential Guide. Sorry it's been so long since I've done a live. Been really hectic here, buying and selling houses and keeping things clean and tidy, and of course running around after Charlotte, who is asleep at the moment, but she has got a terrible cough, so she keeps kind of waking up. So hopefully I can get through this. If not, then I'll pause it and come back hopefully later. But yeah, I do need to make up a batch of the bathroom and cleaning wipes, and also baby wipes, which I pretty much need to do weekly. And of course I'm just going through the bathroom and kitchen cleaning wipes like there's no tomorrow. With all these open for inspections that we have, they're just the quickest and easiest way to just wipe everything down. So yeah, the other reason why I wanted to do a live for the bathroom and cleaning wipes was because to do reusable wipes, I do fold my wipes in a little concertina way, which I'm sure people could figure out, but I always appreciate being able to see a video in case I get lost along the way. So without further ado, we'll get started with that. If there is anyone out there watching, feel free to please say hi. It is always nice to know when you're watching, and of course if you've got any questions as we go, please do comment. So I've started my wipes here. So these are just cheapo Chuck's wipes from Woolies. I think they're like 99 cents for a packet. And what I do is I actually just get the one wipe out and I cut it in half. Oh, God. All thumbs this morning, or this afternoon. That's how my day's going. Why is that not going in half? Cut it in half. Good demonstration. Here we go. In half. So it's that way. Cut to cut. Sorry, I've been watching too much Play School with my child. We have to narrate everything we do. Cutting the wipes. We now have our wipes cut in half. Oh, I can hear poor Bubba coughing in the background there. Until you're left with, open it up so you've got about that size. And then you put it on one side of your pile, there, like that. You then get, I'm just using the reusable ones that I've already chucked through the wash because they're already cut. Get your other side and put it to the right side. Fold the left in. Get another wipe, put it on the left side, fold the right side. You can see this actually becomes quite meditative. Put it on the right side, fold the left side. So you can do these as many as you want. I'm just going to try and quickly do it. This is usually something I might do on the couch with a glass of wine when Charlotte's asleep. Nearly messed that one up. Okay. Just because I can hear her coughing in the background, so I'm a bit distracted. And thanks to everyone on the team page who gave me recommendations to help her cough. It's kind of working, but I don't actually have all of the oils that are recommended, and it is, you know, pretty nasty cough to shift. So I don't know why that one's down there. Messed up somewhere. It's okay. All right, nearly done with my pile. So now I've got a nice little bundle of wipes. Now there's a couple of things. You can either use a plastic container if you have one, like I use for the baby wipes, which I'll get out in a minute, or glass is better. Just keep it airtight, and just so the essential oils don't react. With the plastic, you can use plastic, but you do have to make sure it's PET 1 or 2. But I just find this jar works well because it's got the lid and everything on it, so it stays airtight, because they usually don't, they last longer. I don't use them as quickly as I do with the baby wipes. So first up, we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of cooled boiled water. So I find the best way to do this, I used to do it on the stove, and then I'm like, hang on, you boil the water in the kettle. I made a cup of tea 20 minutes ago, so I just made sure I put extra water in the kettle, so it's been boiled, it's now cooled. And the reason why we do that is to just make sure there's no bacteria or anything in the water. Yeah, just because that can encourage mold and nasties, and we don't want that to happen. So I've got 3/4 of a cup there of boiled and cooled water. Also you can use distilled water as well. That doesn't have any nasties in it. We're then going to top that up with just 1/4 of a cup of vinegar. There. And we're going to do about a glug of castile soap. Still not sure how you pronounce it, but it's an organic soap. Just a quick mention again as well, I haven't mentioned these guys before. I'm not affiliated in any way, but I do really like their products and their prices. I get a lot of my DIY ingredients from Centaur Packaging. I know everything's backwards, but you might be able to read that. So Centaur, CENTAUR, packaging.com.au, Australian company. Fairly priced, and they get their orders out really quick, which is good. So I'm just using a glug of that in there, and then time to add our oils. So I always use On Guard where I can for that extra antibacterial cleaning goodness. So we're going to do about 10 drops. 1, 2. If you've got the doTERRA cleaning concentrate, you can also just use that. But I'm using oil just because. Also adding tea tree for extra antiseptic sort of properties. 1, 2, 10 drops. And a bit of lemon for cleaning cut through. And it just all smells so good. Okay, I'm just going to quickly grab a spoon out of my drawer over here. Just give it a little stir. I do feel like quite the alchemist sometimes, which personally I do love. Alrighty, simple as that. So there's the liquid going into the jar. And then we simply, let's pop that over there, put our concertina of towels in there. I'm just going to get the end one, make sure that's lifted up. And then we put it in the water. And then the water soaks up all the towels and they'll get really wet. So that's actually why I put on this particular recipe, put the liquid in first, because the towels will soak it all up. I can never remember the word. Hubby told me after the last live I did where I said I can't remember the word, and again, I can't think of it. But there is a word for that when the liquid goes up. So you can just give that a bit of time. You could pour it over, but the weight of it will sometimes clump that. So the reason why I did that and the way that I folded the towels, it means that I can pull that one up, and it means the next one will then come up for next use. So that was me explaining everything. So it took a bit longer than usual, but it's still pretty bloody quick, really. Why wouldn't you? So I pop the lid on and they go straight in the laundry cupboard. And I clean everything. So one of the things that I actually loved about having these, particularly when we're getting ready for the first open, like we keep a pretty clean and tidy house, but sometimes you don't get around to things like cleaning window sills or skirting boards or whatever. And we wanted to do a really thorough clean, and I just walked around with my little jar of wipes and skirting boards, window sills, everything. Clean, 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 so much easier. Don't have to worry about spraying and paper towel and all that jazz. Just grab a wipe and go. So easy, and as you can see, like 99 cents for the wipes, but also I've just chucked them in the washing machine and reused them very easily. So, you know, they'll probably last 3 or 4 wipes, washes, whatever. So there's that one. So baby wipes. Here's the other one. It's my non-labelled container because the other one's in Charlotte's room and clearly she's sleeping. So I know that I have done a few lives with baby wipes, but as I mentioned, I make them pretty much every week and you can never get enough. So again, grab my trusty thing here. So we're going to do, so the other thing is that I've, through experimenting, come up with a perfect ratio now of water. I was finding either it was getting too wet or too dry, but now I reckon I've figured it out. So hopefully this ratio works for you as well. If I tell you all the ingredients I use, it should do. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 cups of cooled boiled water. Perfect. And once again, I reckon the best, so I make these, you can make them with the chucks if you want to reuse them, but for convenience sake I do just use the paper towel ones. So I get a roll of paper towel and cut it in half. The brand that I use is called Tuffy. I think it is only available from Woolworths. Again, not affiliated with them in any way, but that's just what I find works best for me. I actually looked at the Choice website to find out what's the best paper towel that holds its strength when wet, and this one won, and I can see why, because I've never had a problem with them when using them for wipes. So I've done my 1¼ cups of cooled boiled water. I'm now going to do about a tablespoon and a half of fractionated coconut oil. Again, I have got my fractionated coconut oil from Centaur Packaging. Of course, doTERRA do their coconut oil, and it's fantastic, but I go through so much of it and it is more economical, and I'd rather that people actually, you know, made their things and didn't worry too much about cost. If you can't afford, you know, the doTERRA one, then go ahead, buy it elsewhere if you can find it cheaper. Your oils, on the other hand, make sure they're doTERRA. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon and a half. I've now done this so many times that I don't worry about measuring it with my, tablespoon and a half. I don't worry about measuring it with my tablespoon, but go ahead if you'd like to. So that's in there, fractionated coconut oil, and then I use lavender and tea tree. So lavender because it's nice and soothing on Charlotte's bum, and tea tree again for the antiseptic properties. So I'm just going to do 3 drops of each. Again, you don't want to be too liberal because of Bub's sensitive skin. Thankfully, Charlotte actually doesn't react to any oil so far, which is good because I smother her in them. But there's no reason to put too many in this one, so keeping it gentle and just giving it a little stir. Stirring, chucking my wipes in my container. Now these containers, everyone always asks me about them, and I do have a couple of extras. I can tell you I got them from Resource Rescue in Bayswater. Oh, hello, whoever's given me a like, thank you. So Resource Rescue in Bayswater, they're a fantastic shop that basically reuse excess packaging from all sorts of random places. So they have everything, anything from dowel and ribbon and empty glass jars through to these things. And I actually went back and got a whole heap of them because they are so handy for wipes and things. And I found out that they used to be used for the dental bibs at the dentist. So there you go. So the actual bibs that were inside there, couldn't use them for anything, so had to chuck them out, but I've got these fantastic containers that are really good for wipes. So I've got my towel in there. I've made up my mixture. Once again, that's 1¼ cups of cooled boiled water. Oh, I could make this into a little poem. And then about 1.5 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil, 3 drops of lavender and 3 drops of tea tree. So I am going to just pour that on top in this instance rather than waiting for that thing to happen when you just put the water in first and it soaks it up. Why can't I think of the word? Precipitous something? I don't know. Anyway, you can see, look, it's all wet. And I can just, it's usually comes out easier. Of course it never does when you're doing live. Take the inside out, stick that in a recycle, and then you can just grab your wipe from the middle. Sometimes it does take a bit to untangle the first one because the way they're all put together. There we go. So it's come off because it's a double. The first one there, chucking it through, and now I have baby wipes for the week. Yay! Now the other thing about these baby wipes is, apart from knowing that there's no nasties or anything in there, the thing that I love is that, oh hello mum, that's really nice. What are you saying? But when I close down Facebook and then try and finish video later when I'm ready to make, you're done. Oh, sorry about that. I can't stay on Facebook Live forever, but I wish I could. So yeah, with the baby wipes, it's just knowing that there's no nasties in there, and they honestly do clean better than any commercial ones that I've ever used. So I really do recommend doing these. Again, it's taken me a bit longer because I'm doing a video on it, but they take me, especially if I've just boiled the kettle and done that method, haven't had to warm anything on the stove, it takes less than 2 minutes to make them up, so why wouldn't you? So there you have it, guys. I've got my kitchen and bathroom wipes, and I've got my baby wipes all done. That's the cat meowing. If it's not the child, it's the cat. So anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely day, especially you, Mum. It's very sunny outside, so I'm staying inside with the aircon on. And if you ever have any questions or anything, please do let me know. Head over to the website. I am adding things as I can. As I mentioned, with selling and buying houses and moving and packing and keeping clean, it's hard to keep up with everything, but I love my oils and I love sharing any information about them. So at night time, once Charlotte's in bed, I do try and sit on the couch and do some updates on the website, and always happy to answer any questions you've got. Yeah, and please do keep commenting on the Facebook page as well and keeping discussions up, because I think when you've got a question, there's going to be a lot of other people that have the same question. So yeah, it's really nice to get that conversation going. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.